A very good morning to everybody and a warm welcome to all of you for the second day of the Regional Conference of Meditation Reelers organized by Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. Today is the post-conference workshop that we are having. So this is the day of the workshop day actually. And we have with us Chandra sir and Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan sir. Now, I would like to tell you all about a little bit about Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, a non-profit public spiritual trust registered in India, was founded and managed by successful corporate leaders. Inspired by Grand Meditation Master Brahmarishi Patriji and mentored by Padma Shri D.R. Karthikeyan, Padma Shri Dr. R.V. Ramani, and Dr. S.V. Balasubramaniam, the foundation is operating globally with volunteers and participants across several countries. The foundation provides transformative meditation, wisdom, and techniques in a compassionate and friendly environment with a scientific note, and to business leaders, entrepreneurs, government officers, corporate employees, and aspiring leaders, including graduate students. The foundation's programs based on meditation and manifestation techniques combine modern sciences, including quantum physics, neuroscience, and epigenetics. They enable participants to transform inside out and empower them to live their dreams and grow their organizations successfully. As participants learn and practice breath mindfulness meditation regularly, they get inspired to inculcate corporate socio-spiritual responsibility and build a more vibrant workplace, harmonious communities, and a peaceful world. So this is about Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, friends. And now I would like to introduce Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan, sir, with us. Sir, I would like to introduce you now, and please could you come up? Chandra sir, please. President of Foundation for Peace, Harmony and Good Governance is a retired Indian government civil services officer with a very illustrious career as former director of the Central Bureau of Investigation, former Special Director General of CRPF, and Director General, National Human Rights Commission, among others. He was awarded the Padma Shri in the year 2010 for his contribution to the field of Indian civil service. Dr. Karthikeyan ji is on the board of several non-profit and for-profit organizations as director, trustee, advisor, chairman, and more. He is closely associated with many spiritual organizations, and the masters include worldwide, including Art of Living, Isha Foundation, Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement, Ananda Sangha, Brahma Kumars, and many more. He is fondly called as the spiritual ambassador to the world. Karthikeyan ji is a regular practitioner of meditation and attributes a lot of holistic health benefits to meditation and advocates it compassionately to everyone. He is the key inspiration to Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. I welcome you, sir. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce to you all Chandra Pulamarasetti. He is the founder of Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, is a successful entrepreneur, former vice president at IBM Corporation, meditation coach, and board member and advisor of Pyramid Valley International, Quantum Life University, and other. Chandra sir attributes a lot of his success, including the acquisition of his software company, to the powerful techniques based on meditation and manifestation. Inspired and deeply transformed by the teachings of Patriji, he has studied several masters from the East and West, including Dr. Joe Dispenza, Swami Rama, Neil Donald Walsh, Seth, and many more. He has been practicing meditation for the past 22 years now, teaches regularly to leaders and professionals, conducts multi-day meditation retreats, and participates in several meditation activities. Chandra sir believes the vision of Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji of a spiritual world being established in the shortest possible time, where Every leader transforms into a meditation leader and contributes to this cause significantly. A warm welcome to you, sir. And now we shall have the workshop, and I request Dr. Karthikeyan, sir, to say a few words, please.
Namaste. Good morning to all of you. How many of you were there yesterday also? Can you just raise your hands? No, or rather, how many are here only first time today? New to this movement? Well, so because the movement has become so popular, very difficult to find people who are not aware of that now. And so that I don't repeat the same what I spoke yesterday, I'm trying to. Well, I congratulations to all of you who are already there and who have come for the first time. It will be a day you will remember in your life. Everybody is busy, your valuable time, you have come here. My only appeal is please be fully in the moment here. Listen to every word being uttered. Participate in every practice with total faith. Because, 50% is our faith actually. Not in doubt and all that. We have come here, precious time. Listen to every word. Because you will see that Master Chandra, I've known him for a couple of decades, I should say that. And he has devoted his lifetime being inspired by the great Master Patriji and also by his younger brother, Dr. D.K. And for some time, he didn't take it seriously. Then he found the value, and he will tell yourself how the whole thing transformed his own life, personal life, family life, professional achievements and all that. And then after some time he said, like his master Patriji, he thought he must devote his entire life now promoting this valuable, priceless gift called meditation, Anapanasati meditation. And there is no value. But I always, Ravi Shankarji I asked Ravi Shankarji, why do you want to charge for it? He said, anything given free, nobody takes seriously. They come and go casually and go. It's called exchange of energy. So that you make your time and money contribution, then you will take it seriously. And that's how it's there. But ultimately, you'll see it's a priceless. And, in all scriptures we have seen, there's a famous thing in Tamil also. Is it better than Bharatiyar, is it better than building all temples and chow trees and all that? The most valuable thing is educating a child. But I would say far more important is giving a gift of meditation. It's a priceless gift. It's an opportunity to serve. And because your life gets transformed. More money, power, we have all seen all that. But doesn't give you ultimately the purpose of life being contentment and satisfaction. In addition to your health of the body, mind and spirit and all that. And only technology available, surest technology is meditation. And about Padma Shri, I should make one comment. I didn't ask for it. 1 in a million in the country get it every year. It came to me as a big surprise to me. I want to clarify. I didn't ask for it. Nobody nominated. It came on its own and all that. You get recognition is important. People maybe feel happy and all that. But ultimately, satisfaction is what you do for others. You take care of the body and mind, spirit. You take care of the family, your people. But what you do for the rest of the world, from whom you don't expect anything in return, that is the real purpose of life. Unfortunately, we are all in a position, we are comfortable. We are enough to carry on life and all that. Now, in addition, when you learn this and practice, this is only technology. Learning 1 or 2 days is not enough. You know what it is. But unless you start practicing it, practice it every day, ultimately you will find it becomes part of your life. You become meditative day to day in your living, dealing with people, everything. That is the ultimate purpose. But then you have to share it with others. This precious gift, our duty is to share it with others, bring your friends, family, and all that, and they will see automatically after some time, there will be a change in our, we are all the good people, all right. People will find there is so much of change in us. They will see, observe it also after some time. Then you can share it with them, encourage them to participate in these courses, follow it up. I tell sometimes, people tell, sir, where is the time for management institutions? I said, when I met Mr. Narendra Modi as Chief Minister of Gujarat, I met him a number of times. The last time before he became PM, long meeting, I asked him, I said, being a Chief Minister is a full-time job. You're a man of perfection. You want everything to be done. In addition, you became a candidate of the opposition party for prime ministership. You have to keep traveling all over. India is bigger than a continent. He said, where will you find the time and energy to do it? He said, Kartikeji, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. 90 minutes of Hatha yoga, pranayama, and dhyana. Without that, I don't start the day, and I've been doing it for younger days. I just don't know what fatigue is. He said, I keep on working the whole day. You will, at 10 o'clock in the night, you will see in my office, home office, or in the districts. I don't know what fatigue is, he said that. That is about exactly 11 years back. Then within a month or two, he became Prime Minister. You see the man's energy. I'm not talking about the politics. As an individual, see the man's energy. What a complicated country it is. Dealing with all situations. He's become a tea shop, son of a tea vendor. Himself has proudly said that. Today he is among the top leaders in the world with so much of confidence, tirelessly traveling, putting up with all nonsense also. The secret is ultimately, apart from his own qualities of integrity and all that, that 1.5 hours he spends in the morning. So 1 hour we spent at least. So I asked the management student graduates, I said, can any of us claim to be busier than Narendra Modi, even today? I know when he's in Delhi, he does it 2 hours a day. So if you take care of that 1 hour, remaining 23 hours becomes more purposeful, healthy, happy, and you are able to do a lot of things and all that. So let us not deceive ourselves telling we are busy. Very often we would like to deceive, oh, I'm busy, I can't do it. I tell them, if you don't have the time, miss your meal, doesn't matter. But don't miss your morning or evening, depending upon the job you do, yoga and meditation and all that, to do it, because that transforms our life and makes our life more purposeful and all that. And congratulations to all of you being on the path. Stay on. Very often we move away. If it works for you, stay on. Spread it to others also. Have an enjoyable, happy life, harmonious life. And that we have to do a lot to transform the society, Things are going bad around and all that. So each one of us can make a difference. Thank you, Chandra.
Thank you. Thank you, Kartikeyan sir. Can you hear me there? Yes. Dear friends, it's a great honor to actually have Kartikeyan sir with us, Padma Shri Kartikeyan sir. I met sir in about 2006 or 7 in Pyramid Valley International. And Patriji used to ask us to take care of sir when he comes there. Of course, he was our guest. And so that's the only time that we and Vani were spending time with him. That too for that day, 2 days. Look at this, guys, come. Okay. This kind of
Use this. for the time being.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Use it when you walk around.
I'll put this off. Maybe this will take. So post that event, then Sar would go off. But then Karthikeyan sir was always, Patri sir was always giving a lot of importance to Karthikeyan sir. We've seen him. And he would say, because I didn't know anything other than taking him as a guest, but he would say that he is the spiritual ambassador to the world, that he will bring all organizations together, or he'll do something with all organizations together. But that Patriji had that vision that time, and he always used to say, because if there are different organizations, but all of them have been rallied together by somebody, then birds of same feather flock together. So then how much great a spiritual master that Karthikeyan sir would be, to rallying all spiritual organizations. And then that's when I started looking at, and then when I was listening to Karthikeyan sir, that he introduced, or in many ways to have actually be the reason behind many great masters being introduced in Delhi, means to the world, to India. Different foundations, Isha, Art of Living, then Ananda Ashram, Ananda Sangha, Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement, of course, Brahma Kumaris. Is a very close friend to all of them. All of them alike, without any, they all, I've seen just the way Patrijis gave so much of importance, and then so is the case with every other organization. So we have with us here somebody who's truly imbibing all spiritual values, which is one of the core is being oneness of everything, even at spiritual level. The techniques may be different, but then being able to look at them and say they all ultimately go there. There may be some may go there, some may not go there, but still they need to be encouraged at all levels. And so that's something that I've seen with Sir at ease, being able to recognize and then acknowledge and appreciate and encourage. Something that is at ease, be able to do it. And another important aspect, so then then we continued our association, but then in COVID time, out of, with meditation, we all get messages. So out of one of the messages in the beginning, we got, somewhere I just felt I should just invite Karthikeyan sir once for an online session, right in the beginning. And so we wrote a mail to him, sir, can you come and join an online session by Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation, because first time COVID, March 2020, and we started quickly because many people are worried about their health and stuff. So we said, okay, meditation is there. We have technology, so we started using Zoom that time. I sent it. And then Sir readily agreed to come and then be a guest in one of the sessions. So he came in one of the sessions. That's when I started knowing him very closely. But then he came in the session, he saw, and then which we did not know, but then apparently he liked that, because subsequently we kept hearing, and so then he came 2-3 times more, and then silently he was able to write to one of his key contacts, some of his key contacts in South India and other places. And so through Dr. S.V. Balasubramaniam there, and then Dr. R.V. Ramani and some of the other masters, Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation literally has taken off a grand, in a very great way, from a adding value perspective to people during COVID time. So we are eternally grateful to Karthikeyan sir for, because then subsequent to that, then our true vision at Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation is to introduce this to as much as leadership, as much as possible to the leadership who has many resources of man, material and knowledge and wisdom and all of that, that they can easily contribute and then influence their organizations first, and then their communities next, and then larger the society automatically. And so with that intention we started, and then so having that association, having that help from him is enormously great for the for foundation in being able to do what we are doing. In a few years, if we're able to do, meditation is catalyst for many things that we learn today. Meditation is a catalyst. It will move things quickly for us. Whatever we want to experience, we can experience in much faster. And then to us, Karthikeyan sir has been the greatest catalyst in being able to jumpstart in a great way, and then being able to continue to sustain, and then sir is mentoring us throughout. Few things that, and then he'll be there today to interact, but few things that I've learned. Respect the discipline to be able to do, and if you notice, normally, if I retired, for example, when I came out of my job, within a year, the contribution that I was doing to the organization slowly wanes, and so nobody bothers to call you, neither they are there to talk to you. Right now, you go back into your old friend circle. But that's not what I had seen with Karthikeyan sir, and the true master. So then every organization, every individual that I've seen, people just fly down to Delhi to meet him and then be able to spend time, in spite of now after, I don't know, sir, maybe 20 years after his coming out of service. And I'm talking government officers, many of them have the same level of respect. Many, of course, seniors, many organizational heads, CEOs, everyone. Then that means his ability and his the greatest thing to share what we have. The thing I've seen is that he's always sharing tremendously. Now, if we get something, then we generally read and then keep it to ourselves in many times. But what I've seen, and then every day, then if you can be there on his email, and then he's equal to anyone, and then you get such a valuable wisdom because he's taking, and then everyone may be contributing to him, but then he takes it and then distributes it according to their interests, according to their capacities. And so then so much valuable newsletters, wisdom notes, and then spiritual values, and then many things of the world will come from him, but constantly sharing, advising, connecting people. And so that's an amazing thing that I've learned, that we too can contribute without any expectation. You know, a small video comes, it doesn't have to be just with us. It can be given to somebody without just blindly forwarding, but also being a little thoughtful so that we don't necessarily dump things to everybody, right? Which happens a lot in WhatsApp these days. But utilizing, seeing the value and then appropriately sharing it, sort of, I think is a very unique, something that I learned, and why I feel that. And the second thing is, no matter which level that somebody writes, there's always a response. No matter who writes, always a response from him. Any of us can write, but there's always a response from his email, always. And in my corporate career, I have never been able to do it, but then I think some of the great masters that I saw that with Patrice, I see this Karthikeyan sir. If you send an email, not only a response, but the response is there immediately. In most cases, immediately. I mean, most cases means always. Only time being when he is in full travel, and then very immediately before itself he would tell that don't expect the response for the next 10 days because they can't access. But otherwise, being able to spontaneously, being able to turn it back so that people who are looking for help, they're given enabled. It's called enabling the other person first, than looking at ourselves, right? I've seen this in Patrici also, that when we have something and people are coming to us, if we can respond back, if we can give them whatever they're looking for, then they are enabled truly so they can go forward. Among many other things from Sir, that, and then of course, the other day Rishikesh was asking, when does Sir ever stay in Delhi? And then he is, even at 85 years, travels alone, worldwide, and not just like a 3-4 days travel and then be done, but then 3-4 days probably stay in Delhi, but all other days are travel. That's really what we see. And so how much that you want, and the only reason being just to give, just like here, the 2 days is here, just to be able to contribute and add so much wisdom is there, and so many stories. So sir, maybe in the afternoon for half an hour, we'd like your something that valuable things today afternoon would like you to share here? Some incidents, some things, and how some movements grew, or how anything around service and things in the afternoon. Because after lunch, if you are there, yes, sir.
Do you carry on?
Yes, sir. So thank you, Karthikeyan sir, for being there. Very wonderful, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. But ask the audio guy to come because it skips topic. Audio, we need the audio person to come. It keeps giving noise. Yesterday was not there. Okay, friends. That'll be okay, I think. It's only here. No, still coming. Okay. Socrates was a great philosopher. You know it. He is considered God in Greece, like Gautam Buddha in many countries is considered as God. Socrates also worshipped like that in Greece and some other countries in Europe. Socrates is a spiritual master too. Many of them are great spiritual masters. Only later through Patrizi have learned that all philosophers are great spiritual masters. And Mike, sir, yeah, I just have to get this right because whole day will be speaking. Yeah. We'll do this in tea break. Okay. So he used to always, actually, can we just come forward, please? Take the front seats, some of them in the back. Those who want to really absorb this today, they would take the front seats. Your choice.
Hello.
We exchange a lot of real energy when we are able to look into each other's. When we are speaking, if you look into the eyes of a person and speak, then it's not only our words that exchange, but there is energy that exchange through the eyes. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows, is the quantum physics principle. Where the attention goes, energy flows. So, of course, when I'm looking into Madam's eyes, then Madam is also looking, attention is fully there. It will be a lot more present. When we're looking into the eyes is when our attention is really there. If you're looking here, there's no attention. We also go around. And so, if you want to make a point across to somebody, the greatest way to do it is to look into their eyes and do it. In our business meetings, for example, a lot of times everybody's here, then we are talking, yeah, I know this is like this. We just keep looking around everything other than the people in front of us. We've done that in offices. We look at down, yeah, so it is there. I don't know, it's like this. By doing so, we speak, but half the time our point is not even going there because we are there physically, but attention is not there on them. Neither their attention is on you. But if it is there, then of course, then the points are much well communicated. So great to be having here. So we have a cozy group today. We'll definitely have some wonderful meditations. If you liked what we experienced yesterday, but we're going to go deeper into ourselves today. The purpose of this workshop is to get into deeper practice and see what is this whole consciousness and field is about. So Socrates used to say this story about life. So there is a cave, and think of it as a big cave in a mountain. There's a big cave is there, like in a 3-4 football size fields cave. It's like a small village inside. And so many people are living in the cave. Who is living? There are a lot of prisoners have been kept in the cave, right? The prisoners have been kept, and so then prisoners cannot be escaped. So they're kept. There is a security guard at the entrance of the cave, 1 or 2 security guards, and then they kept some. They kept some diyas at the entrance, so that there is some kind of a light that goes inside. Only at the entrance they kept because the guards are always there. They wanted some light. Otherwise, they were not bothered with the prisoners. Right? So the prisoners are inside. Now there are people there inside. And their life has been there completely throughout, that they're living there. So God knows for how many years. And then as they continue living there, then they have living families there. So they're producing children there. Life is going on inside the cave for them. They never came out to see. Other than the first generation, second generation, third generation, they all are living inside. And they're not allowed to come out at all. So their entire life goes inside. And so the only thing they would see in that cave for throughout their life is just the shadows, because the lamps are there right at the entrance. So they'll see some shadows as they're moving inside. They don't see each other because it's all dark inside, but a little bit of shadows have been there constantly. And for them, people is all shadows. There is no greenery, no nothing. And so they're carrying on lives, and one of the person is wanting to escape. So one youngster wanting to go out because there is somewhere some curiosity came, and so he wanted to go out. So somewhere he tries to escape, and then he manages to break out of the security things and somehow comes to the entrance of the cave. He comes to the entrance of the cave to see what is there outside, because the light is guiding him, goes all the way till the entrance. As soon as he comes out, then he sees that something amazing that he sees out. Marvelous. He's not able to explain what that is, but he sees something very, very touching, beautiful. He's just come out of the cave and he's seeing very, very beautiful, touching, but he doesn't know how to explain, but he sees that it's really, really impressive. And suddenly it connects to him so much joyful, he forgets that he wanted to escape. But then he recognizes and says, no, I cannot escape. I have to go back and then tell all my members inside the cave that there is something beautiful out there, something different out there. And then so he comes back instead escaping. And then tells, you know what, there is something amazing. We are seeing only the shadow. There is something amazing out there. So shall we go there? I want you to come and then see. Then his young group is saying, are you mad or what? What are you saying? No, I'm telling you there is something really, really beautiful. I want you to come and see. Some elders hear that and then say, if you go there, they're going to kill you. Why are you trying to escape and all that? There won't be nothing. This is all it is. He's trying to explain to them. You guys don't understand. It's really, really, really amazingly beautiful. I don't know how to even say what that is, but there is so much out there, so much. He can't even use the word color because he doesn't even know what that is, because they're not been trained to say what is color. Okay. And so then So nobody agrees with him. And then one of the elders says, oh, it should be given to a doctor. He must be like, mad, right? He's mad, he's gone mad a little bit in trying to escape, must have been very, very scared or something. So they shut him off, they take him inside, and then he is tried to be treated, thinking that he's gone mad. But the point there, then Socrates used to tell, now what happened when he went out? When he went out, he saw this beautiful, beautiful greenery. He saw the water, he saw the animals, he saw many, many people experiencing life because he's on a hill. So from the hill, you can see a lot of things, fields, which is all amazing. The sky, the clouds, everything is there beautifully there. But then, and then when he saw, compared to the very pale comparison of whatever that experiencing their life inside was what? Merely seeing shadows and then not even seeing faces with each other for the entire lifetime. Life is just that. Maybe some food is given, they'll simply eat, but otherwise they don't even see each other. No beauty, no nothing. All their life is just shadows. They thought life means and people means just being the shadows, nothing else. There's nothing else is there other than shadows, other than them. They and shadows are there. Nothing else is there. That's all they thought is life. So Socrates would say, this is how man is living life. What they know is what they think is real and nothing else is there. And so then we live the entire life around that. We are given some aspects of education and then we feel this is all, is it? But he knew that the life is infinitely there. Now, according to quantum physics, now there are infinite possibilities are waiting to happen in the field which is called quantum energy field according to quantum physics. Everything that exists is infinitely possible field. There are many things that can be experienced if we are wishing to open ourselves. Unlike the elders or unlike the people inside the cave said, there is nothing else there, only this is our life. This is what we've been experiencing for ages and ages. And so everything else cannot be right. And so limit ourselves. So he would say that knowledge is the way, questioning is the way for anything to know that there is something beyond. You got to question. Anything that we are doing must be questioned to say, is it still relevant? Is it relevant? Is my 8-hour sleep relevant for me? Does body require food? Is it relevant anymore? Does body require food? What's that? Does it require food? What is that body is functioning on? And do I require sleep? Or can the body heal by itself if it is there? And is my education background, does it have anything to do with my success outside world? Right? Should I have a great degree or should I have a beautiful way of speaking for me to be highly successful? Right? Is there anything? So everything has to be questioned to say, is it relevant for me or is there a way? And so his method is called dialogue. So always have a dialogue. Try to understand, go to the depth. If you say this is required, so why do you require it? So go to the next level, so that you inquire. Path of inquiry, then you will understand more and more. And so then you come to right conclusions, right, friends? This is what I have learned when I came in contact with Patriji. That the life is, there is any amount of life that you want to live is there. Number one, we are here to experience life greatly. We're not here to renounce life. We're not here to reject life. The reason I'm saying is that when we're thinking about spirituality, a lot of times the part that has been told is, what is suffering? Suffering is due to what? Stress. Okay, so these are more practical terms they're using. Okay, fine. But suffering is due to the general thing that you hear is desire causes suffering, so drop the desire. Right? Desire causes suffering, drop the desire. So there is a typical spiritual path. But Gautama Buddha did not say drop the desire. He said Trishna is the cause of the suffering. Avidya is the cause of the suffering. And avidya happens because Trishna. Trishna is greed, not desire by itself. Desire by itself is not greed. If Karthikeyan sir wants to, he's going, and when people ask, and then he is going and then giving them his valuable information advice, then Karthikeyan sir would like to go and share. But that's not a Greed. If people invite, he will go. Or he would like to share. If it happens, it is fine. If it doesn't happen, we're not attached and say we sit and cry. We don't do it. We would like to imagine and dream of pyramids to come here in Pune. If pyramids happen, wonderful. If pyramids don't happen, it's okay, fine. So they'll happen at the appropriate time. That's still not causing me suffering just because I wished and then pyramids didn't happen. Greed is an attachment to something, and so then you want more and more and more of it, right? So suffering is due to the trishna, the greed. Our avidya is the cause of suffering. Avidya happens because we don't know. We think everything is permanent, and so then we have a greed. Avidya is fundamentally saying that everything is permanent in the world, and so then whatever I touch and feel is right, permanent, and so then I need it, and then we stay attached to it. My son, oh, my son is permanent. We think that's permanent, and so we stay attached to it. My house is permanent. So what is impermanent, we made it permanent, and so then we slowly attach to ourselves. So there is greed is there. Greed causes suffering. So now, what Gautam Buddha said, we need to understand avidya, ignorance is the cause of suffering. So we learn knowledge, which is the same path Socrates said is, inquire, inquire, inquire. If you do through inquiry, you understand knowledge, right? So when I learned from Patriji that soul is a bundle of desires, a soul is a bundle of desires, and then we are here to experience life in our own way, not to renounce life, because we have got this beautiful body. And so spirituality, number one, does not mean that you have to give up things. Spirituality means to live life to our purpose, recognizing that we are not just this body, we are this consciousness by default. And then we will see a little bit of quantum physics understanding of it. So then we have a better understanding of how long ago the Indian philosophy was able to tell, the Vedic philosophy, that Atman is there, Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. Means it's just not a mere statement, right? I am this Brahman, and then you are that too. And so it's saying I am the Brahman, it's not saying I am, it said I am Atma, still it never said I am Deha. I am Atma Brahma. That means it said first I am Atma, there is something beyond the body, and then I am Brahma too. And so it is being said, but now quantum physics says it. So spirituality is about understanding that and then living the life as that, as not as this. But still live life aligning to the thing that we came here to do, the purpose for which we are all are given a unique talent, and then express the unique talent deeply, and then live our life according to that unique talent, right? And it is never about renouncing life. Just because I have desire is causing suffering, so cut the desire. How can you cut the desire if that's what you come here to do? If I've come here to do sharing, I can't cut the desire and say, no way I can share, because sharing will, if people don't call me, people don't attend my sessions, so it's going to cause me a lot of suffering. So I cut it. Then it's only suppressing a desire. I need to be able to fulfill it according to my purpose. So with Patriji difference, what I've understood is the soul is a bundle of desires. Soul is always dissatisfied so that it can create. We are co-creators. We're all co-creators. And how do we create? We create through a thought. There's a field of infinite possibilities. There is a field of infinite possibilities. We are beyond the body. We're not just the body. We are this energy. And then in the infinite possibilities exist, and through a thought we create. Whatever that we wish to experience, we create. What we wish to experience is what we have to figure it out fully. And then a spiritual practice must help us to figure out what is it I really want to experience that gives me satisfaction, that gives my life to be meaningful, right? So this is where a lot of times in the life we keep faltering. We are, instead building a pyramid, we're trying to build a house for ourselves. I'm saying instead doing a meditation center, we're trying to create something for our child. We drift away somewhere, right? Thinking this is real, that's what we're doing, as opposed to whatever that is a purpose. Instead of being a big company for taking care of the community, we're taking care of only 100 of our family members, saying, okay, my family has to be great, the community okay. But maybe this is a purpose, but then we forget the point, and then we think that this is real, so we only take care of our family, never of the community, right? So the thing that I understood is, the spirituality is that number one, that we all have infinity to experience if we wish to, but we all have a purpose, and then we can experience that purpose through our thought. through our thought. Our thoughts create a fundamental reality. And so it's never about giving up. And then this topic, manifestation, is about creating more, realizing our dreams and goals. And so we must be very, very proud about wanting to know about these techniques and create. But with the meditation as a foundation, because when you have meditation as a foundation, then it is making us very, very heart-centric. It's making us very, very clear about what is it that I should experience. It's going to help me to be truly satisfied, not just mindlessly have 10 houses or 20 properties and 10 cars and this and that. It's not about that. It's about identifying what is more important for me. That gives me true satisfaction, right? And so when we take meditation as the way, along with techniques of manifestation, which are tools that are there at our disposal, completely within ourselves, we not necessarily depend on anybody, and then still to create things, right? We want to create things, but then with our own energy, our own strength, with these techniques, right, friends? And so I'm very, very grateful to Patriji for introducing this whole concepts of meditation, number one, to aligning out a purpose. Number two, meditation, number one, to recognize and then help us to understand what is truth and what is untruth, right? What is truth and what is untruth. And then introducing meditation so that it can develop a lot of the manifestation tools that we understand. The manifestation tools that we understand, for example, being open to all possibilities, openness without, just like that concluding unnecessarily. Visualization as a tool, identifying a belief system and then reprogramming and expressing gratitude. So many of these are there, which are important to help us to create more experiences, right? But when combined with meditation, they help, they become very, very powerful, and then they're applied in the right direction. We always have a choice to become a Hitler, or we have a choice to become a Rama, right? It's up to us what kind of thing that we want to create into our life. Because thoughts create reality. How many people understand that thoughts create reality and we're living a life that way in many ways? Okay, so we, of course, then we have a session to go through because many have not looked at it deeply. So we'll understand that if thoughts create reality, then thoughts can be thought in many different ways. But we need to be sensible enough to apply it in the right direction. And meditation is always giving us appropriately, right, friends? So with Patriji, then having understood that meditation is helping us to align and focus our thoughts towards things that we want. Because he said in the first initiation, first of all, you don't know how to live life. And I was in the United States I thought I was very, very successful. I wrote some patents also. I was very technical and I was very, very successful. I was always getting excellence and then getting hikes. And I thought that's life. Then when I asked him some question first time, he said, you don't know how to live life. And Patriji was most, is a Zen master. Zen masters are straight shooters. They don't mince words. They don't waste time. They don't have time to say, okay, nice, and then try to do. They just want to tell what they want to tell. Okay. Karthikeyans were briefly telling yesterday, if somebody is non-vegetarian, he would go after it because he would really sense the energies of the other person. He would know. And so he was the most compassionate for animals. He fought for animals. Fought meaning is always voiced about animals, also beings that they must live their life. And so he would, at any extent, provocate people to in any way possible for them to think about it. His whole idea was to make people think, reflect. So he told me point blank on my face, you don't know how to live life. 100 people are there in the room. And I just came from US and I thought, okay, I would get some special recognition, this and that. Right? There is an ego is there, so much ego is there. You're special, you came from US and all that. And then in fact, the worst was, then he showed a small boy and said, you learn from this boy. This boy knows much more than 5-year-old or 10-year-old because he's already meditating. So it was like, what do you call? Chili powder or salt on the wound or something, right? So I went back and then I fired at my father as well as my younger brother. Both of them took me there. I said, why did you take me? First reaction was that because I was very, very hurt and then I was mad that how could somebody, even if I didn't know, that can tell me on my face like that? Why couldn't they tell me nicey nice? Now I realized afterwards, if he told me nicely nice, I wouldn't have bothered about it. I wouldn't have bothered probably for another 10 years. I don't know, God knows how many years. I wouldn't have ventured to know what is meditation. Because what? I was definitely enjoying my life. I was earning salary and I was able to travel and look at and give gifts to everybody and then go back, right? So, and then there I was doing nature, this and that. Nature trekking, everything is going, life is good in that sense. So why would I look at a meditation? Why would I look at meditation? But he was, the later he was the most compassionate being. And then he, at the expense, instead if he had been nice to me, I would give him donation. But he was not, he didn't care, right? That's what happens. If I am very nice to him, okay, some good work he's doing, okay, let's give some donation. That's also possible. But he cared least about what is somebody's position of power. The only compassionate being, because he wanted to wake people up and said, look at the life, there is a different way of living. Socrates was what he was telling about. There is a different way. That way, now we understand, is unlimited. There is an unlimited potential in each of us. And that unlimited potential can be invoked without necessarily holding ourselves back to the many, many constraints that we have in our lives. Right? The spiritual sense statements that he taught, 3, we are not the body, we are the soul. We are God inside of us. Then our thoughts create reality. Subsequently, then, when I was analyzing, I wanted to bring this in a more scientific way. Right? When we say, okay, we are not the body, we are soul. Okay, now, first break in scientific world. What is soul? Is it there, not there? Second, then we are God. Okay, so oh my God, so even more bigger, another word has come which you cannot prove. Thoughts create reality. Okay, something potential. So then, to my great surprise, when I came across this quantum physics understanding in the year 2014, then quantum physics principles were exactly mirroring that, exactly mirroring those 3 statements. The quantum physics principles were telling, number 1, that we are energy, we are less matter, more energy. According to quantum physics, we are 99.9999999% emptiness and energy, even in our body. The matter in our body is only 0.00001%. So the spiritual science statement that we are not body, we are soul. So something other than physical is matching. We are less matter, more energy. We are tiny matter, or practically negligent matter. We are energy. 99.9999%. If you round it up, what do you get? 100. So we are not the body, we are the soul. We are not matter, we are energy. That's from quantum physics we can derive. And the second thing quantum physics is saying is that this energy is infinitely potential. We'll look at that a little bit later. So then here he said we are God. What is God? Infinitely potential. There is nothing that God cannot do. That's really the idea. Right? There is nothing that each of us cannot do. Everything is possible. Right? The third principle is in spiritual science, your thoughts create reality. Here, your observation manifests possibilities. There are infinite potential possibilities in according to quantum physics. Our observation manifests possibility. So they perfectly match the spiritual science 3 statements he was talking about. There is a beautiful quantum physics way was able to communicate this to people, and so then it became more acceptable that yes, science is proving and science is uniting. Religion divides at some level, but science is uniting people, and so then it is great because most of us want to understand the scientific evidence of it, and so it is able to be proved. So with that understanding, then we are doing these programs quite a bit, and so ever grateful to him to bring spirituality in the most simplest language, and then always encouraging and making us understand the right meaning of what it is, as opposed to just blindly following, right? If we are giving, and then there are many things that is talked about, we'll go through along the way. So some of you are not there yesterday. Let me introduce just a concept about mind to matter, and then we'll do some meditation. We'll take a tea break. Chandragupta ji, what time would be the break time? 11:30. Can you do that? Okay, around 11:15, 11:30 we'll do that. Okay. So very grateful to Patri ji, and then very, very thankful to Karthikeyan sir here at Buddhastic Quantum Foundation for everything that we are doing, and to our mentors, and my younger brother, Dr. GK, who initiated me into this whole, is very, very doctor, but he brought so many people into meditation. Just the way he camped with me in Bangalore for 3 months just to get me into meditation, because I wouldn't listen and I would be too logical, I would be too arguing and this and that. Just to get my mind convinced of it, he was there with me for 3 months after his graduation in Bangalore, trying to help me see all the points of spiritual science and all of that. We are trying to bring this in little bits. Pyramid Valley International, that we're actually doing, we do programs there. But there's an amazing science that yesterday briefly explained. But the pyramids act as a great source of energy. So meditation becomes very deep in pyramids. So when we do these retreats, some people are saying amazing experiences when they go in there, some healing experiences, some exploring this consciousness, bliss experiences, many things that happen when you are practicing meditation, but it's in a place for meditation practice. And this place, I must say, is when I came into meditation, when I understood the power of it after having some healing experiences and having seen my business grow pretty naturally through meditation and having seen a relationship improve. So I've associated myself with Patriji for building this project. So in the year 2003, he was saying we would like to build a big pyramid, and so then he was looking for a trustees, and then so I joined the project. Now this project is a perfect manifestation example, right? A perfect manifestation example of this project. So today we have a mindfulness test for each of us. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is to be present fully in the moment, non-judgmentally. Okay, non-judgmentally be in the present moment, and then do with the action that we are doing, whatever you're doing. It's non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. Okay, with curiosity to learn and generosity to add value. 3 things are there. So the mindfulness test all of us have is, no matter who is going around, the attention is only on me. Can we do that? So Chandruji may be right here, madam, but you should not turn and say, okay, who is here? Only on me. Let's see in 1 hour how many times we do without turning and be able to hear. Okay? All of us. And he may do, and then somebody may come and then do, because it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay. Research shows that when we are learning even like this, we only capture 5%. The reason being this. Even when look at it, of course, mind goes somewhere, that is always there. But general distractions also, but then suddenly we miss the points, right? It is amazing that it's only 5% we learn when we are just talking like this, right? And so the distractions we got to, and then meditation, of course, is helping us to reduce the distractions, develop mindfulness, right? Awareness is built. And so this project, I want to say a manifestation. Now, when we want to build a project like this is a 30-acre campus, and this pyramid is about 4,000 people can meditate inside. It has 500 people accommodation and all of that. What is required to start a project like this? What is required? When you are embarking on to build a project, what do you think you require it? What's that? Lots of money is required. Okay. Intention is required. So how many people feel intention? How many people say money is required? Okay. So obviously, so those who are saying intention, I already have attended these programs before. So when I came in 2003 and we were looking for land, so there's a forest land. This whole thing was actually a big forest. And there was another managing trustee, Paul Vijay Kumar, who was looking around for the land. And so Patriji came and then said, okay, this is good, this land. And we gave with 1 lakh rupees, and we had 10,000 rupees in the bank balance that time. Somebody donated 10,000 rupees. I was not really, really rich just because I came from US. I was actually supporting my family. So every month, whatever I would get, I would send it off to India because we came from a very low middle class family. So we were trying to make, and he was always working hard to bring all of us to get good education, my dad. So when we started the project, it's not like there's no money. Instead, when somebody gave 10,000 rupees, that's all in the bank. I clearly remember. So we saw this land. So Paul Vijayakumar would say we should acquire like 100 acres land. Zero money in the pocket for him also. Okay, is literally whatever he had in Kurnool, he just left all of them came. Just with bare clothes he came. But he was a very, very strong master of intention too. Right, Patrijis were the first students that time. And so I said, okay, fine. I just came into meditation new, and then to me, I wanted to be associated with people so that I can learn a lot more. Right? If you want to become a great businessman, what do we do? Spend time with business people, network, right? You want to learn music, you look for best musician, you go around and then go to some music conferences. So same thing, I wanted to know more about spirituality. So I wanted to associate myself with spiritual people. So I wanted to hang around with them. One great way is, do what they like to do so that you also in return get what you want to do. Give and take. Everything is give and take, Chandragupta, in this world. I can tell you that much. Ultimately, it's for my satisfaction. I need some happiness. I acquired everything. Nothing is there. Then I want happiness. So I go and then help. Then I'm getting happiness. So take is there. I need an opportunity to serve, though. There is also there are many times you don't have an opportunity to serve. So that's why it's an opportunity to serve is always an opportunity. It is not some great thing that we are doing. Because we understand the spiritual concept that we are that. Who are you serving? When you understand that we are the whole, who are you serving? You are serving yourself, right? A part of your body is paining, so you cannot be happy just because one part of the body is paining. Can you shut it off? Okay, this part is not pain. It's not is paining, and so can you shut it off and be happy? You can't. Eventually, you can't. So that's why we're all serving each other to be happy. Really, at the core of it, that's where it starts. And so I wanted to be associated, and I was there. 3 months later, Patriji wanted a function, just called Prana Pratishta function, just for this whole land. So all we did was 1 lakh we raised and got 4 acres of land in advance. And so then we did a function there. About 100 people were called. So then we wrote a brochure. The brochure, Paul Vijayakumar had a vision, so we took that and wrote a brochure. Okay, 4,000 people pyramid, and then 100,000 people accommodation, conference halls, parks, this, that, all that nicely been put in a brochure and vision. So on the stage, first time I'm meeting Patri sir in closely, until that time remotely here and there. And then so on the stage, and I was asking him, sir, the estimation of the brochure was 15 to 16 crores. $3 to $4 million, then about 40 rupees, I think, is the dollar value. $3 to $4 million, 15 to 16 crores. And so we wrote in the brochure, okay? And I had my corporate wisdom, so I was able to break it up into some phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. You can set your imagination easy. Chandragupta can write many of those brochures. He's an architect, right? So then, sir, this seems like it's going to take 15, 16 crores. We seem to have no money. Where will the money come from? Because to me, it's all first starts with money. Then he looked at me and said, smiled, and said, Chandra, my projects don't start with money. Any project of mine is always with intention. Now, you wrote this brochure. It is nice. It tries to capture your thoughts, all of it really well. And then he asked me, how much you are really inspired to do this project? Are you trying to please me here a little bit by writing everything that you know? Or how much you are inspired? Like how much you really want this to happen? I said, sir, no, I'm here for doing service. I would like to see this project come up. All right. If you are inspired, dream about this, and then you are 10 of you, as 10 trustees are there, that time you are 10 of you. If all 10 of you can talk about this and dream about this same level, and then go about talking to people, and then you are there with this, and this project will come true for you. You need to really be dreaming about this as your project. and then all 10 of you come together, because that's why you got all of them. Doesn't matter what it is, but if they also can align and then talk the same vision, same dream, and then go and then explain to it, it will happen. All my projects are happening like this. That time I'll tell you, PSS movement in Bangalore was not more than strongly about handful of masters, one Shivaram Paji, one Narsingh Rao, and the 3-4 people. Everyone else was come and go, that's all. They'll come and then just learn meditation and go. But strongly core followers, you can say they're really there when Sar comes, and there's only 5-6 people. But then here, Patri sir was dreaming of creating a project of 15-16 crores of a 30-acre campus, and with no money in the bank. And that too, where his place is in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. Now we are talking of another state, right? So how would you even think about doing it? If you truly believed, your thought, your intention matters. That's all matters. Your intention matters. So I didn't understand fully the depth of it. Because, okay, so Sir is saying something, but let's go with it, because it was also not fully surrendered at that point. Because if you understand the depth of it, sometimes you use the word surrender. Surrender means, okay, so they're saying it's going to happen, let me not put my mind into it. That's the key. If we put our mind into it, then we're also influencing on any project. So surrender means you don't put your mind, and so then you're not negating the effect of it, because thoughts create reality. We keep negating with our own minds. Oh, this is not going to happen. This could take a long time. How will it happen? So we have our doubt to keep projecting. So okay, so fine. So let me do that. And then to our great surprise, and I'll tell you after that, this project, then within 2 years, about 1,500 many followers from Patriji in Andhra Pradesh, they started contributing. Sometimes, and I felt really so responsible, because rickshaw pullers, 2 rickshaw pullers from Vijayawada, and because they believed in meditation so strongly, they sent as a contribution, they became life member, 10,000 rupees then, and they sent their contribution in installments. How much they earn, the rickshaw pullers? Maybe 100 rupees. That's all they earn per day. But in installments, even their energy was there. The concept was that you bring as much of energy when people come in and give. It's not just money, they're giving their energy, their attention. Every time I contribute to a project, when I see something about the project, I'll say, yes, that is true. That project I contributed. That means our attention goes onto the project. So that means our energy goes again and again for lifelong, right? It's so important, because where you place your energy, their manifestation happens. So something good is going to happen there, right? So we acquired land, and then slowly Shreyans Dagaji entered into the project, who has been a great support industrialist from Bombay. And then with his help, then all of us, some way or the other, I don't know how money came, dear friends, but now about 60 crores has been invested into this project called Pyramid Valley International. And while Shreyans Dagaji contributed significantly, but many people come one after the other. I remember this pyramid, to build the structure of the pyramid, we needed to give 1.1 crore order we have to give, because there's no money, right? So everything has to be, there's no money ever in the bank to build a big building. This pyramid, we estimated about 4 crores. In that 1.1 crore, just to the frame, space frame, it is a steel frame. And it's 5,000 people can sit inside and meditate. The foundation required about 50 lakhs, somehow managed here, there, but 1.1 crores, now how do you manage? There's no money, but then I was signing the PO to an organization called Geodesic. But how do you sign a PO with terms and conditions with no money in the bank? You got to give, no? All right. But we did. And then we somehow negotiated for the upfront advance to be less, about 15 lakhs or so. We pooled and then gave the POs. There is a deep sense of confidence that this is going to manifest, because that his projects are happening, and then people are also talking about the language. That thoughts create fundamental reality. We have to become so much, experiment with it so much, dear friends. And so then we will take these initiatives, right? Last year, we did this global conference of meditation leaders in Delhi. Where was that thing coming from? We know that it will cost about 40 to 50 lakhs. Where will it come from? Then the community that is there, of course, the strength came because Katkins are there for us in Delhi, number one. But otherwise, financially or on the ground, people to come, that's a big event. Bangalore we could think of, because where we live. But we all had to go to Delhi and do this event. Again, that confidence that if we take the first step, consciousness will come back with the 10 more steps if your intentions are right and pure. right? Pure not necessarily meaning always should greatly help others, but pure for you to become a great person. That's all it is. For you to experience your life greatly in a way that you can help others to contribute. And so then things will happen. You do one step, 10 steps come forward from the consciousness. So we did that. And very, very successful. First event had happened in Delhi. All right, friends. So things will happen. So this pyramid like that 1.1 crore order that we wrote, and then 20 lakhs came in, then another 20 lakhs came in. I can't believe in 4 months, little bit only, little bit by little bit by little bit trickled in, and we completed successfully. The frame came in. The frame came in, then the sheets came. The sheets came, then something else came. Something else came. Like that. Everything was incremental. Everything was brick by brick. But today, the point I was telling is, today if I look back, this project already served 3 million people in free meditation since that time. Okay, 3 million people were taught free meditation since the time that was inaugurated. Now, in a normal scenario, if you say, I don't have money, I don't have skill, I need to get better, I need to do this, I need to do that, and if you think that way, this probably wouldn't have come at all. So the 3 million people that benefit directly and indirectly, God knows how many million would be, because they all would be taking the message of it and then explore, right? What is meditation, all that, what is pyramid? Indirect experience is there. So all of that wouldn't be happening. If we take that first step, and if we take it, that's why when we know meditation, we don't wait for becoming a great expert before we start teaching. Then we'll only be missing and so much of opportunity that we ourselves can create, right? So this project is a pure example that manifestation is starting fundamentally with a strong intention. How things happen, how things unfold, is a game that happens automatically, right? And so dear friends, so this is a beautiful place that I really invite all of you. I'm continuing to be on the board member for this, and we're doing some amazing programs there. But the energy is great. Many mystical spots are there in this place. So I would do this placebo. Let's understand the concept of placebo. I briefly explained yesterday. For those of you not, they must understand this, because the first concept of thoughts create reality is placebo, right? How many of you, yesterday we talked about it, how many of you know placebo now? Is a fake placebo effect means something that's not real, but then you say it is real. You talk about it as real. So if I take a tablet, sugar pill, but I say this is a real tablet, you take it, you're going to get better with your diabetes, your sugar, your backache, and painkiller, and all that, right? So give a fake tablet and say this is a real tablet, take it. All grandmothers have been, all mothers have done it. How many mothers here who have used fake things and they told your child, this is going to take care of your stomach pain, take it? How many have done? Everybody would have done. Indian household is common, right? Where the doctor facility is less, in the night time a child is crying, what do? You give them some water and say, it'll take care of your stomach ache, and then they take care. That's all it is. Placebo effect means if I believe without questioning, no child questions the mother about what mom is giving, right? They fundamentally believe the mother, what mother is telling, they believe it. There is a concept called when they believe means it's not just a statement. They are like sponges. They absorb what we say, and it goes into something called subconscious mind. And so they record it permanently, not even one time, right? For our convenience, if you tell them, let's say your convenience, and you want to go for a movie, and whatever, 7:30 is your time, and so for our convenience, we quickly say anything. Hey, come, do it immediately. Otherwise, some Buchi will come or ghost will come. Whatever you say, right? They'll record it immediately. For our convenience, we should never say things to them, because they are taking and absorbing into subconscious forever to use it. Forever to use, right? So it's very, very important. And so this placebo effect means that what you believe is what you create. This is story. How many people know this story? Okay, few of you. So this story is a very, very important breakthrough from Harvard, all right? The placebo effect. Why am I saying this is, the goal of this program today is that at the end of the day, we need to strongly take that my thoughts have to be super good. My belief system has to be worked on completely, because ultimately your manifestation is happening through that.
aspect, your belief system, your thoughts. They have to become so strong. And so they've taken a group of senior citizens and then put them in a resort. This was happened in 1990s, early 1990s. And in the resort, they have taken the citizens of age 20 to 40 years. What age group? 20 to 40 years age group. They're taken to a resort and they divide them into two groups and then told them, one group, you just enjoy your time here. 1 week of vacation for you. Second group, they told, every time you remember, you say, I'm 20 years younger. What have they been asked? Say, I'm 20 years younger. Okay. So the age group that they went is 40 to 60 year age group. The age group they've taken, senior citizens, 40 years to 60 years age group. Two groups. One group, enjoy your time. Another group, every time you remember during this 1 week, say to yourself that I am younger by 20 years. So a 40 to 60-year-old person become what age group then will become, if they're younger by 20 years? They'll become 20 to 40. All right. That means they're bringing their prime youth, isn't it? Youthful experience are all happening 20 to 40, no? Everything we do that time. Afterwards, slowly people tell you, hey, you become old, so be careful. And so you have to slow down. This is how it is happening. And so now what happened here? 1 week later, now what they have done to this resort is that they have decorated the resort with 20 years back in time. However, the resort time that time, whatever things looked like, felt like, they decorated that way. The furniture was 1970 furniture. The dressing style of the people were 1970s. The food dishes they served in the restaurants was that, right? The TVs look and feel as the old, potentially black and white TVs with all those programs from 1970s. So everything is 1970. It's like, you go to one of these forts that government preserves. You suddenly go back to, oh, kings were like this, 8 foot tall and all that we feel, right? So that's the kind of feeling you have. Now, so they were spending a 1 week time in a place which would give them constantly memories about their 20 years old time and whatever they were, the memories what they were getting, I guess, right? So at the end of 1 week, what they've noticed is that some of the senior citizens showed more height. They grew in height. Half-inch more they're showing, quarter-inch more they're showing. Height is grown. How is it possible in 1 week? And they were eating more. If they were, when they came in, they were eating like, let's say 2 slices of bread. Now they're eating like 10 slices of bread. They were sleeping late into the night. When they came in on the day, okay, 10 o'clock I must sleep. But then now they're like 1 o'clock also come, let's chat. And then, they're dancing more. They're playing more. Right? I'm a player. And, when you're younger days, how many people have played shuttle or any of those here? And some game or the other, cricket, anything, doesn't matter, volleyball. When you're playing, if there is a shuttle that the thing is dropping there, you would want to go 10 steps also, and then madly you'll go as an youngster and they'll try to take it. You don't want to miss it. But as you grow up and say, people tell you, be careful, it's going to hurt. So 2 steps also you'll say, okay, now it's okay, right? We'll stay back. But now we went back to the youthful. Yes, they went back and doing that. Just 1 week later, they become young and they're trying all those things, right? So what happened? So they were basically they're showing that they're 20 years younger in life. 1 week. So it was astonishing from Harvard results perspective that if 1 week can do this, that Rakesh, can you just this for some reason it's not changing. So what they saw is that 63% people became younger. The group which is telling I'm younger, 63%, that means nearly 2 in 3 people have become younger just by thinking that just by being in that environment. The environment is constantly giving reminders that you are younger. They're bringing back their memories when they were young at 1970s. So when they were bringing back the memories, they automatically connect with it and automatically the body is reprogramming itself. And so it's asking to eat more food. It has gotten rid of that whole sleep cycle. So just like how they're spending time, they're able to go back to youthfulness. 1 week. Our environment causing a change in our thought process so that we break free from any limitation we have. And so then you go back to youthfulness. 1 week of environment. So then how careful we should be in what environment do I have every day around. if there are people around me who are coming and complaining and saying my life is like this, or is always that way, people are like this, if the people are complaining to you constantly, our environment is causing it. And if you have furniture in your home, which generally brings back very bad memories, we keep a lot of furniture like that, right? We keep many things, which if they're elevating us is great, but they were discouraging us, making us feel really painful, but then I keep that and constantly look at it and feel bad, then what is it causing to us? In 1 week, if environment changes you to be that, then we must be so careful about what I have in my environment, what people, what things that I have around. Is it elevating me, is it lifting me up, or is it taking me down? Because you're becoming that. You're automatically imbibing those qualities different. So placebo effect, because they fundamentally believed as the environment is automatically triggering the memories that they're younger. It's called placebo effect. Now, even more astonishing than this, and then to talk about is this small experiment on, it's called Rene Post experiment, which you will find in the YouTube, right? This experiment is done on chicks, newborn chicks. Newborn chicks are very, very strong. They're very strong, no? Newborn chicks. They can fight. They have so much strength. Yes? Okay, please take time to turn to the person next to you and just share what you've learned so far. You share with her and then she shares with you. Just share what you've learned so far. Person next to you. 2 of you or 3 of you. Okay, friends. A neuroscience principle says that when you repeat what you learned, it's called re-indexing. Then you're increasing the chance of remembering this by 30% more. Just by doing this 2 minutes of time that you spend actively. So should we spend or should we keep quiet? You're spending a whole day anyway here. Might as well make productive use of it. Yes or no? So let's do that, dear friends. It's nobody is judging anybody else, right? And even if the judge, whose problem is it? Suppose somebody is judging about how you speak or say, whose problem? Hey, this person looks like very wise. Oh, that's all he understood so far. Who cares what he thinks about you? Who cares? Why should we care about what thinks about somebody else? If you do that, then where you place your attention, there you place your energy. So where is your energy going then? If you give an attention to somebody else's comments, the energy is going on to them. You're making it stronger. Your energy goes on to somebody's comment, it becomes bigger and bigger because where you place your attention, energy flows, manifestation happens. And so we give strength to somebody's comment when they make a comment on you. So the best thing is to not bother about it. Become like an elephant. That's all, the flies are going around, it doesn't bother for you. Our mind has to become that strong and say, I'm the creator, not somebody else has got the key for my happiness. They can go on saying anything, right? People have time, the only thing they've been doing is to comment on others. You got to be in the ring to fight. You can go outside and say, "Hey, yaar, thoda catch bhi nahi kar sakta hai." We say, no, so many things related to Virat Kohli, Rahul Dravid. Everybody will say many things, right? We got to be there to see what their problem is, what their challenge is. We're now there. Then say we sit outside and then be able to comment. And if they take all the comments, they can never perform. You know it, right? They've been trained to become shield. That also we have to become that, right? Our meditation, of course, is going to train us to be that strong, right, friends? So this important experiment, what they've done, and just try to be with me on this. This is a canvas, all right? That's like a table. This is like a table. They've taken a canvas. On that, you want to plot. So what they've done, they've taken a robotic needle, placed it in the center. And they place the needle in the center, and this center is connected to a random number generator. What is a random number generator? Produces numbers randomly. 1 to 100. They connected a random generator, produce numbers randomly 1 to 100. So you generator once will produce 50, another time 30, another time 40, another time 70, randomly within 1 to 100. That random number generator is connected to the robotic needle. The generator is there somewhere. It's connected to the needle. So every time, and now this needle is programmed that if the number comes between 1 to 50, the needle goes this side. The number comes between 50 to 100, it goes this side. That's how they programmed it. So automatically it goes this way, that way. Right? In the system, they can do it. So they've done that. And so then they place this needle in the center, and then random number generator is what? The way this is basis for many in the universe works that way, randomly, right? They are, basically they become equal over a period of time. So we take 1 month, one hour. Suppose you play this housey. You all play housey game? Are the numbers are always biased, or they come generally uniformly? Randomly they'll come. So maybe first 10 minutes you look at and say sometimes on one side, but over a period of time they'll become uniform, right? So then they get distributed. So that's what happened here. Then they made this experiment with 1 hour of time. The random generator was going this way, and then is this generally equal, or is it how is the distribution? Now it went this side also, randomly for 1 hour, that experimentation. What do you look? This side is more, or this side is more, or which side is more? Left side is more. How much more? Can you say this is 60 and this is 40? This is about 60%, maybe there's a lot here. Or say 55 and 40, whatever, 65 and 35 maybe, right? If not exactly random, exactly equal, but somewhere there. Okay, 60-40, depending on how you feel it. This side is 60%, it's straight. Random number generator produce random numbers more this side, 1 to 50, and little less this side. But now what they've done, they've taken and put a cage here, then put 15 small young chicks into this cage, 15 young chicks, and they repeat the experiment. The only difference between previously and now is that they put a cage with 15 chicks and they repeat the experiments. And this time, this is what they see. This is what they've seen. The only difference is with 15 chicks, this is what they see. Is this random? Anywhere near what you saw here? They removed the cage, it went back to something like this. When they put the cage, this is what is coming again. What is happening here? The same random number generator, we're still producing numbers 1 to 100. That needle is supposed to go to the left side, but it is decided to stay only on the right side. That needle is only staying on the right side. But where is the maximum concentration of this needle? Isn't it here? Right here where the case is, the maximum concentration where the case is there. So what is happening? Even though the random number generator, which is randomly producing numbers from 1 to 100, but the needle is always remained this side. Anybody can tell, those who didn't attend the workshop first, anybody can tell what is the reason? Some sort of attraction. Okay. Attraction is, in scientific terms, is feeling. Feeling is energy. Okay. Energy of the chicks. The chicks, for the chicks, anything that moves is their mother. Newborn chicks cannot see. And so whatever movement is happening, that becomes their mother. That's how they trace their mother, newborn chicks. That's all matters apparently, that they can't identify. Okay. So anything that moves is the mother. So obviously, which is moving here in this experiment? The needle is moving. So they thought needle is the mother because that's what is moving here. The table is same. And so needle is moving the mother. Now newborn chicks are put in a cage. Can they go to the mother? Now what does the baby do? It always identifies the mother, no? You put 10 women with a mother in there, will the baby identify newborn baby? The moment you take close, then they can immediately smell whatever energy they know, they get it. If that energy, they get it. They'll very comfortably go to the mother. So they wanted to be close to the mother. And can they go? They're in the cage, they can't go. So then what is their feeling? Just like a newborn baby cries for the mother. So they are here, they are desperately sending that wish to see that the mother is coming to them. They want the mother to be there. Which would be the case of a newborn baby also. Okay. That means they're sending intention, they want to be close to the mother. So because the chicks wanted them to their mother to be close, they're pulling the needle towards them. But the needle can go to the other side. It's a magnetic needle. Random numbers gave 1 to 50 several times, as in this experiment. It should have gone this side. Initially, it started going that side. But then as the chicks suddenly noticed the movement and said, oh, this is my mother is right there, they started pulling the mother that side. So subsequently, later, it never went. And so everybody is sort of in unison. They start pulling it all shows up there, right? Now the needles, magnetic needles, which robotic needles can be pulled by newborn chicks. They're very, very strong now, madam. Newborn chicks are very strong. Yes, they have a lot of power. Muscle power is there. What do you think? How many people played with a newborn chick here? Touch them. They are fragile. Just like this, they can just break. All right? They will have a lot of power. So they're fragile, but still, through the power of thought, power of the feeling, they're able to bring the needle towards them. How much brain that human have? Thought capacity, how much feeling capacity that humans have, you think? If chicks can do this, can we all do it? Now, do you think chicks were they doubting if there's a mother or not? Do you think the chicks would have put their mind in the middle? And so, either my mother is not looking like this, not wearing this sari, that sari. Newborn babies will think all of that. Oh, she was red color before 1 hour ago, now is another color. Do you think they think about it? So the newborn chicks had no doubt about it. That's the key in principle of quantum of manifestation, is that whatever you wish and whatever you dream, no doubt, The doubt cannot be there. Uncertainty cannot be there. When there is no doubt, when you are with an unwavering mind, if you are able to go after it. Suppose you're trying for something, 6 months are over, things are not happening. Doubt creeps in, no? My manifest is not working. This is what we say, statement. You already are doubtful, you already have seeded a negative thing into it. My manifest is not working. So directly, boldly, are not working only. So that also now have to start working in your direction. You want that and you're saying it's not working. So you yourself is tug of war. Two people are pulling this side, now you put another person to say, okay, pull it that side. So what result we get? Because we are doubtful, because we have this time frame in mind, and so because we are fundamentally wired to think about time and space. Everything has to happen in time. Now. Okay. And so then manifestation doesn't work for many people because they start negating it, they start doubting, right? The important aspect, like chicks, if you want to really make things happen, we have to be undoubting about our thing, and then that will happen when you take the time out of space. You have to take time out of equation. How do you take time out of equation? Everything is time in our life. 3 months later, my child has to go get a seat and go. Or if it doesn't get admission in 3 months, then time. Can we wait for 1 more year? Why not? We think, I can't wait. My child, he'll lose his 1 year, it's gone, so important, and he's behind everybody, and what will happen when he grows up? People will think, okay, why he failed or what, and all that stuff. So we push. Why can't we wait? I'm looking for a promotion. If it doesn't come, can I wait for 6 more months? No, one promotion is there. That's all. Then if the promotion is gone, then nothing is there for me. It didn't work, so let me go to another company. I may change. We wanted to buy a house that all sold. And so, okay, the important project has gone, manufacturing didn't work. Can we not wait? Another project can come up in that area. But we don't. We can't wait because we are wired with time. But we have to let go of time. Manifestation requires that we got to pull ourselves out of time. Our meditation will help us to go beyond time. Meditation will help us to fundamentally experience this timeless, spaceless field. So then we slowly understand that, so what? Why can't I wait? My time is eternal is there. We come into that understanding. We did this conference yesterday. Some people would have already thought about it. Okay, only 100 people came. So what? I mean, we don't even know what is the value of what is the impact it can cause. Physical is just the small, tiniest part of the impact our manifestation causes. Physical manifestation, you see, it is going global. It is so many people. There are some very senior people. If all they need to do is to introduce to another university where they have 50,000 students, our job is done. One person introduces. So there's no way we can measure the impact of a conference based on the number of physical people that we see. There's no way. Impact, all right? So we don't work with time. We work with whether we're able to make a first step or not. And then we leave the rest to the field, because then in that, out of the 100 people who came, even one person takes it on, and which will take it on because our intentions are there. It takes off, it goes off like a wildfire. We don't know where it starts and where it goes, right? So the time is not there. If not this year, next year. If not next year, next year. So what? Things will happen. But if we can come into that understanding, and all of the understanding comes with meditation. The meditation, we recognize that anything can happen anywhere suddenly. Right? Some companies grow suddenly. Yes or no? They'll work for 3 years, don't see anything. Suddenly growth happens, no? So should they be, time is an important aspect there? They're worried every year, but then suddenly growth happens. So one way of growing is slowly grow 25% every year over year. Another way can be 4th year, suddenly 100%. No, same effect, isn't it? Same effect, right? So recognize that there are many ways we can get there. But then we are too obsessed with time, and then we sort of get ourselves limited. We start making negative thoughts, negative intentions around it. And so manifestation, we block ourselves without even knowing, right, friends? A great regular meditation is helping us. So the essence here from this, and then many other concepts of placebo effect, right? There are many experiments that I suggest all of you read this book called You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. How many people have read that book here? Okay. So if you are serious about manifestation, you would read this book. The 2 books you'll absolutely read. You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and Mind to Matter by Dawson Church, right? Mind to Matter. If you read these two books, you will fully understand the scientific evidences and the scientific reasons of how manifestations happen. So we get a lot more enriching ideas, and then it gets deeply ingrained, right, friends? The information I will give is only, a small essence of it. Of course, we'll have enough practice we're going to go through, but the books have to be read for us to constantly be ahead of the whole concept. So, what you believe is what you create. What you believe is what you create. All right. And this is what has been echoed by, I'm going to go forward, madam. Okay. This is what is echoed. So Mahatma Gandhiji, a man is but a product of his thought, what he thinks he becomes. So placebo effect research is there. Now many successful people, philanthropers, business people, scientists, spiritual masters, all of them have said the same thing, right? And Einstein, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, but imagination embraces. So he's saying one step ahead. So he's saying constantly utilize your mind. And he found all these quantum physics equations only by imagination, because you couldn't even write them. They're running into 3-4 pages. So in your mind, you would be able to construct, right? So imagination is very important. Henry Ford, if you think you can do a thing or think you cannot do a thing, you are right. Okay. Choice is ours. Whichever way that you want to take it, right? So just with this quote and then thoughts create reality, we have to remove from our dictionary cannot. I cannot be done. It cannot be done means you are making a statement, whereas in the infinite possibility field, everything can be done, right? Everything can be done. Napoleon Hill, famous inspirer of wisdom. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, right? Different people. Walt Disney, the greatest creator in the modern history. If you can dream it, you can do it. He's talking about dream. He's talking about thinking. Buddha, what you dwell upon is what you become. Jesus Christ done to you. Okay, we've got Shankaracharya. I'm going to just skip to there. There is another master. This is a master called Esther Hicks. Ask and it is given. She is one of the greatest manifestation masters, by the way. Law of Attraction is a book series. Jerry Hicks and Esther Hicks. So there's another important books, that set of books we read. Okay. And again, Van Dyer is another important manifestation thing that Bruce Lipton, this is more modern scientific understanding. Your thought shape reality, Bruce Lipton is one definite master they want to take about. He's saying he's the one who brought out this whole epigenetics concept for health. Anyone working on health and wants to really heal the health, no matter what it is, then must read his books. Epigenetics is that saying genetics is there, but epigenetics says genetics is not there. Genetics is not there. More than 96% of our genes are reprogrammable now. So rather than feeling helpless and say my family, my heredity, it is there, then it will only make you helpless. That's all, right? Rather than feeling helpless, using the support of the epigenetics, now we know that genes can reprogram, and so then things will happen. Body can reconstruct itself, and so your stuff will come back. Okay. And Joe Dispenza, which is an amazing master, I'm deeply influenced by his work. He's talking about personality creates a personal reality, and a personality is made up of how you act, think, and feel. All right, friends. So all of these are essentially saying that thoughts create reality. Right, there is a placebo base. Then all these successful people, like business leaders like Henry Ford, philosophers and the social reformers like Mahatma Gandhi. There is only one thing, right? He said your thoughts are leading to your life. All right. So we're giving so much importance because Patriji used always say, your thoughts and words. He was always driving and pushing only two things in spirituality: become impeccable with your word, and then become impeccable with your thought. Then everything is taken care, right? All right. So I would like to, at this point, to conclude and say, for the rest of the session to go, our thoughts and feelings constitute a state of being that creates our reality. Change the state of being and change your future. Okay. We dig into and say, My thought and my feeling is combining, is creating my reality, and if you change that, and meditation changes our state of being. A state of being means at any given time, what am I thinking about myself? You wake up in the morning, and what do you think of your financial situation? What do you think of your personal life situation? What do you think of your office? Or is it like too difficult? Oh my God, so much workload is there. Is that what your feeling is about your work? Are you excited and say, wow, I'm going to meet 10 people today. I'm going to work on this new project. I've got this challenge. And so that means I've got so much learning to do. How do you think about yourself in all aspects of your life when you wake up? Are you excited jumping out of the bed? Are you feeling very, very heavy? That's your feeling, your state of being, which is combining with a whole bunch of your thoughts and your inner belief and feelings. If that can be changed, that means we fundamentally the vibration, because all of us emit an energy, and if that can be changed, and we look forward to be out of the bed to go and then live, and if that needs to be changed, and that happens, it's not an intellectual thing. That requires that we fundamentally connect into our source. Meditation helps us to change the state of being, because meditation starts making us to be happy internally with whatever that we have. And the reason being, it's not giving up. The reason being, we are connecting with something much larger than these tiny cells that we are. We are energy, and then we are matter. We are matter so little, energy huge. We are not the body, we are the soul. Meditation is fundamentally helping us to experience that energy which is infinite. And if we are this two, and then it is making us experience that infinite. If we are infinite, then will you ever feel about this small thing? If you got business growing into, let's say, crores, where you're spending in crores, 50,000 rupees, would it matter for you? Will you look at it? You will say, okay, decision, take it pretty quickly, right? They become trivial. A person who is working at a crore level, for them, 10,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, trivial decisions. They'll say, okay, just do it. You delegate it. So that's what happens. Is meditation, when you experience the whole, then our life events and situations become very trivial. Otherwise, they become too big, in the four walls, everything is a problem. Now, the moment you start meditating, the moment to write meditation helps you to become that whole, then every little thing, including our child education, including the financial situation, including our health also becomes very, very trivial. They're small because in pale comparison to something huge. That means then suddenly we change our vibration. Our vibration becomes more positive, more expansive. And from that vibration, dear friends, then you can create, because thoughts create reality. Your vibration creates reality, right? So you feel that everything is there that I can create. We got to come into that status, and then that happens fundamentally with a lot of practice of meditation. Now, those people who did not have meditation, the question comes, many, many leaders have done it, but then they didn't have meditation, but however, they already were able to be in that state. They're an evolved state. They may not directly practice meditation, but they're in an evolved state. Fundamentally, they are able to, whatever something that makes them to focus on their goals than to focus on the problems. When you focus on the problems, we are down, isn't it? When I wake up, if I'm focusing on the problems, I'm down. Something is there in them, it made them focus on their goals, of life goals, of where they're going, on the problems. What happens to them? We understand it. Through spiritual science, you can know that they're more evolved. That means they've been there, done that with a lot of meditation in the past. And so then today, they're carrying that forward. That's all it is, all right? That's all it is. So that's how we explain it. But the key for ourselves is to be changing our state of being is with meditation. So let's practice some meditation quickly. Then we take a break, a short meditation. And how do you do meditation? Those of you new, it's very, very simple. The goal of this meditation is to empty the mind. And how do you empty the mind? By observing our breath. Our mind is, thousands of thoughts are there. We want to reduce the thoughts and finally become empty of the mind of all thought. When you empty the mind of thought, and when you close your eyes and then do that, then you're withdrawing your senses, you're removing the thought. That means you're forgetting about everything about you and the environment, people, places, things. Everything we forget when we empty the mind and close our eyes, withdraw senses. So when you forget everything, then you suddenly are experiencing your energy self, right? That whole field, the idea of that. And so you are sitting down, as you see in the picture, either on the floor. Now, some of you have mats and you prefer, but anyway, next meditation we go longer, so we can do that. Cross your feet at ankle, like this, fingers into fingers, eyes closed. Wearing spectacles, please remove the spectacles, not necessary. And don't hold on to any purses and books and all that in your lap. It's going to unnecessarily distract you. Just keep them aside. So just be completely free, all right? Even that few minutes of meditation doing, all right, friends? And with your eyes closed, observe your breath. Specs removed, madam. Please remove the specs, all of you. And with your eyes closed, observe your normal, natural breath, anywhere on the nose. When you observe the breath, slowly your mind becomes empty. As the mind is becoming empty, you may experience energy, sensation, movements, or sleep-like states. Observe all of it. But anytime if you have thought, and you know you are thinking your thought, then bring your attention back to the breath again. Start the process all over. With your eyes closed, relax your body. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Be with your breath, dear friends. We are going into powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. When you observe your breath, your mind becomes empty. As your mind is becoming empty, we experience greater emptiness, the quantum field of energy. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness. Inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience the emptiness, blackness, the field of energy. Become aware of that emptiness. That energy. there's no body, where there's no thing. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of infinite possibilities. The longer you stay aware of this energy, of that quietness, of that stillness, the more experiences you draw in to your life. It is natural to have thought. If you recognize your thinking, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly find that emptiness all around. Stay aware of that emptiness, that energy, that stillness. Away from your body, away from your life. Allow yourself to merge into the emptiness of yourself. This is your divine self, that greater mind. The longer you stay aware of this empty field of all connection, the more you experience oneness at the whole. friends, at this time, let's express gratitude. Gratitude is the highest state of receivership. Can you express gratitude to your parents, your teachers, your mentors? Your gratitude, your family, friends, colleagues, relatives, everybody in your life. Be grateful to the grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments. Gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent universe for helping us experience this beautiful life. Many are not so blessed. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Relax your body. Let your autonomous nervous system repair your body as you relax.
Namaste, namaste. I see the beauty in you. Namaste, namaste. I see the beauty in you. Namaste, namaste. I see the beauty in you. Namaste.
Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? What have you experienced? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. After meditation. How did you feel, sir? Okay. Vivekji. Lot of tingling sensation. Okay, very nice. Fine. So we will, it's 11:55. So what time should we come back? We have a lot to cover. How much time? 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, I'm generous. I'll give time till 12:15, 20 minutes. Okay, please, we'll come back in 20 minutes. Thank you. 12:15.
Attention here. You can take this door to go out. Washroom on the back side, and tea is also on back side. Okay, sorry. Ladies' washroom is on the back side, and gents' washroom is in the front, as on the lower floor.
हेलो 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 कॉलर माइक तो देवा लागल ठीक है कॉलर माइक हां यही
क्या वाला फोन
हां
ना हैंड करना दिस इज बेटर ओके हुक अप करो अंदर से व्हाट इज द व्हाइट क्या हुआ उस समय क्यों साउंड साउंड आ रहा है हां ओके इसको ऑफ करो थोड़ा देर ऑफ करो Okay, dear friends, we'll start shortly. Can you please ask people to come in? Yes. I'm so proud he's IIT graduate. Madam, you don't have stress. Who doesn't have stress? Why should we call out specially for him? Everybody has stress. If I recognize there is stress, it will take out. If I recognize, I will take the stress off. If I don't recognize, it will be there. Who doesn't have stress? You don't have? Visibly not. Mom is always happy. They say, you say he's stressed, she'll say stressed because everybody is stressed. I would like to know good things about him. Introduced. NVIDIA, the most richest company in the world. But there is a great world out there. There is a great energy world out there, which we explore through meditation. You read some quantum physics concepts? Read Amit Goswami, Quantum Physics, Self-Aware Universe. One. Mind to Matter. You read? You come. Okay. Mind to Matter. Self-Aware Universe also you must read. Little technical, but you can read. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Right. Okay, man. Great. Great, madam. Thank you. Okay, friends. Okay. Okay, please come. Third session will rotate all the chairs, seats. People in front will take some other seat and then we change the seats. We're not fixed with any position. Nothing is ours, everything is ours. Okay. Okay. I can't be there. You do whatever you can, so it's okay. I refuse to accept to be that. So you please keep changing, shifting it around. Take care. Okay, friends. So we left with this slide that our state of being must change. If we want a new life, our state of being must change. The slide, the papers that are given to you are there later. You can study them. Okay, when I talk about one of the steps there, it'll come handy. Right now, you don't need them. Just keep it aside. All right. So, with this understanding that our state of being changes, that our future changes. That means the way we think about ourselves, our feelings, and our thoughts on a regular basis, all that must change. So, having understood this, then having attended several programs, several concepts from Patriji, and then Dr. Newton, another great master, who is the founder of Quantum Life University, some workshops like this, then subsequently Dr. Joe Dispenza's many books and programs that I've attended, watched. And with all of that, I've started applying some of these principles in many aspects of our life, and particularly around my software company. My software company was this is like, I don't like this light crackers all the time. Diwali crackers. For some reason, yesterday and today, so we'll start until they come. So with these, फिर से sound आ रहा है यार, मुझे activate कर दो. With these understandings, I have followed some of these principles in getting my software company acquired. We were having a lot of challenges. I was running a software company. I was a CTO. Many challenges were there. It's an IT company and working on a global market, global clients, but we were bootstrapped in India, Bangalore, and make software that is used by worldwide many large enterprise clients. Means large banks, large government organizations. All of them were using, and it is how it was to go. And so it requires heavy investments. We're making software of that nature, so you need a lot of people, high-paying people, and so then investments are required. You need a lot of special skill to be able to convince big organizations. We are a small, tiny organization. They always look for proof. They always look for validation, credibility. If Aadhaar systems are running and then they use a software should be that quality, right? For it to be able to serve the nation. Then by the Aadhaar was using a software in those days and continue to probably use through IBM now.
So we had our own challenges, significant amount of challenges, cash flow challenges, funding challenges, many things were there. But I applied these principles, and many a times where during this process of this journey, many a times I also felt that I should give up because sometimes the results won't come, and then you have to continue to invest, but the results are not coming, mounting debt as well as investment. Investors are also sometimes not friendly. Employees want to leave. Business won't necessarily grow the way you expect. Many times, at least 3 times, I wanted to walk out of my company that I started and said, okay, this is not working out, okay, leave it. But every time that would happen, and then some way or the other, that either it's from Patriji I would get a message, or from Vani I would get a message. But suddenly my meditation and this principle that no, hold on to it, don't abandon your dream. It's called perseverance. If you read, we gave some books of Sadhu Vaswani's mission, no? So any of them, they'll talk about it. And everywhere, all masters have talked about, you must have that perseverance to hold on to the dream. Don't give up too soon, too early. And then we do it a lot of time because we're time conscious. Or there are pressures are there. But every time I would want to give up, then suddenly this meditation-based messages, some way or the other, would give me that message and say, hold on, right? Once I was just so down, I said, now this is absolutely, I got to close, because part of the challenge was that in the year 2008, we got caught up in this credit squeeze challenge. 2008, there was a lot of global meltdown of stock markets, as well as some companies went down. How was it impacting us? We were looking for raising funding, Series C funding, third round of funding for a software company. We thought we'll get funding, and so software companies, their work is that they don't really keep any cash in the bank. They'll just use the last penny. Every business is like that, right? They invest. Any businessman here? Any businessman here? So we used until the last penny, and so we used everything because in the hope that there is investment going to come. But at the last minute, suddenly, and I remember I was in one of these meetings as a CTO there that time in Boston, and they said they will give, they'll write the check for this next round of funding. But then a week later, suddenly they change their position. There is a paperwork happens. And a week later, the Bear Stearns, which is one of the largest financial institutions, collapsed. Suddenly, it just collapsed because, all this market stuff. So the investors changed their stand and said, no, this is the wrong time, and so we won't give. So when you change the stand, you don't get cash, and then everything is there already been used up. You're already on loans. And so then what do you do if there's no more investment hope? So then the organization had to let go of many people. The last thing ever I wanted to do. And because whichever way you try to do, you couldn't do it because there's no cash practically. So the only way is that people have to go, and existing people also have to cut down and then come down to basic salaries if there is a way to do it, hanging around there in some way or the other. And so that was the lowest point. I said, okay, this company is not working out, so let's just give up. So I went to Patriji, and then this is where masters help. Your mentors are there who have foresight, right? Not only inside, they have foresight. And so he told, just wait for Chandra, wait for 6 months, things will be fine. Okay. And that is sufficient. And then I had some other spiritual experiences which would tell me that this is going to be successful if we can hold on to it prior to that. And so then I held on. And it turns out that those 6 months were the best time of my life. In those 6 months, I've attracted investors in the form of Shreyans Dagaji, who came, who was the vice chairman of the Pyramid Valley project, but he said, I'll invest into it. In those 6 months, I became CEO, from CTO to CEO. That means you have a lot more influence and control of the company. In those 6 months also is the time where I spent maximum time serving Pyramid Valley. And that mega pyramid, the way it was built, most of it came in that year, that 6 months of time. It was the worst moment from a business perspective, but it was a brilliant thing. At the end of 6 months later, when I look back, it was one of the great things that happened. It was worst moment in the sense because no founder wants to let go of employees when you hired them. You really want to have them, right? Our meditative understanding, it tells me that, okay, this is not right, but what do? They need to find jobs so that they can continue with their families, okay? But some of us, a group of us, stayed back with almost no salary and then trying to figure out and rebuild it. And that's the time then we were able to attract investors because we still had software. The software still had value. And so there is enough things that you can make around. Only if somebody believed your story, right? The investments happen when somebody believes your story, and then if they believe in you. So many of those things suddenly happened for me in those 6 months, where investors came in and believed in the story. And I was also, in a low period like that, was giving my maximum to Pyramid Valley International. If my business was running, I couldn't have given that much time. In fact, 3 months of that year, I took off and then trying to build the pyramid, because towards the end of that year, this is in 2008, we did the first global conference of spiritual scientists, an international event, first time. We did it in a way that PSS movement never did. So it was a proud moment to be able to organize an international conference in that place for Pyramid Valley International, while shortly after that, then many of these things have happened. So in spite of many challenges, these principles that, the meditation principles that we're going to learn have helped me to eventually have IBM Corporation acquire a software company in a way that you would want it. You want the investors to be happy, investors to feel that their return is there. We're able to give them 6 to 8 times return for their money that they invested in 3 years. We're able to give employees, great employment opportunities at IBM. We were personally very, very satisfied as the founders. So everything came through something beautifully when I applied these principles, right? And so we'll go through what are those things that help us, the manifestation science, 5 sutras, and all of it is based on meditation. They are different principles that help us, any individual, but we add meditation, they come alive greatly in a more heart based and then more clarity based, most efficient, right? And then many-fold acceleration that happens when you use meditation. So first one of these principles is developing focus, common sense, right? And one point, mindedness. You develop this focused mind that whatever that you want, you can put your attention onto, right? If your thoughts create reality, if state of being is creating your outer reality, first thing is that being able to focus on things that you want, okay? Don't get distracted. I'll come back to it. The second thing is, in second principle, can you just put this like this? Somehow just put it, it's not giving the signal. The second principle is developing openness to possibilities, all right? Developing openness to possibilities is, means what? Anything can happen anytime. Anything can happen anytime. And so then don't conclude. For example, you're doing a function, and let's say only 30 people were registered. Now you say, oh, only 30 people registered, so tomorrow only 30 can come. So we are concluding based on what we see, right? But tomorrow only 30 can come, or tomorrow 50 or 60 can come. More can come. More can come. That's what happened to us in Delhi. For 1 week before, we were not even 150 people who registered. And so we were planning at 150, but then eventually the event was attended by 422 people. In the last 1 week, shifted so many things. People kept registering. And then, so many people attended, finally 422 when we did the count on one of the days, right? But 1 week before, that's all, 150 or so was the number. So if we conclude, so being open means any possibility can happen until the last time. Many salespeople are like that, they are saying, why not? Let's wait till the last minute. What happens? Who knows? Anything can happen. The third thing is visualizing about the future. One of the principles is called visualization. Okay. Virat Kohli, many actors who all use this technique to become very, very successful. Visualization. That means you're thinking of a future ahead of the event, as if it's all happening for us. Now, this is very common for many of us. It's called dreams. How many people do daydreams? Good thing? Daydreams are a good thing. It's a great thing. But even that has been many times has been snubbed and said, hey, don't daydream, don't do it. But it is a great thing. Daydreaming is putting yourself in the future, dreaming about that future for you. That's how we go into the future. That's a brilliant principle from neuroscience. And then now combine with quantum physics to say, yes, you're putting yourself, you're sending a signal towards your future experience by daydreaming. You're visualizing about it. So it's called visualization now in this thing. The fourth one is reprogramming a personality. We all have a personality. Who does not have time? Who says, I don't have time? Okay. So I don't have time. And if the handouts are given, one of the first things is, does it say, I don't have and dash time is there? Is one of the limiting beliefs. If thoughts create reality, when you say, I don't have time, we continue to create a situation where we won't have time. Instead, if you are able to, this is called when opportunities come and say, yes, I'm going to work on it. I am working on it. I have abundant amount of time. If we can, now this will take some time to practice to understand why, how is it possible? Because our rational mind says, my hands are so full, it's not possible, right? It is impossible. So this, I don't have time is a belief, but then we slowly understand this. But many, many beliefs are there which are holding us back. Because what does I don't have time do? It helps us to postpone things, right? You can't handle, right? We say, I'm too busy, and so it will not let you handle it. But in the quantum field of infinite possibilities, everything is possible. So if I'm busy with the 10 things, now the limiting belief is saying I'm busy and so it's not possible. But then if you say I am doing this and doing that, who knows, some of the work that you're doing today may be not required anymore. Your organization may say it's not required, I'm already doing it. Somebody else has been hired. Or you only do this portion, everything else they can do it. Now these things happen. For example, I was able to do my full-time CEO job. I'm able to do that Pyramid Valley International, which has about staff of now 120, that time about 80, 90 people. As a managing trustee, we're still doing public events in many, many ways. 1.5 hours from Bangalore city, 1 hour 15 minutes, and I used to still go twice a week and then come back. While doing, I used to travel. Everything I was able to do both. It's like second job for me. I was actually doing 2 jobs, but still able to do it. Don't have time means, normally what do you say? Okay, I'm too busy, so I can't do this work. But I'm still giving an equal amount of time for that too. How did that happen? Because automatically my team rose to the occasion at the company. And so many of them are doing that work that otherwise I would have taken, right? Without necessarily delaying anything, without necessarily disturbing anything, it happens, right? A lot of times we are too attached to, so I'll come back to these details. So the fourth one is reprogramming beliefs. And then fifth one is that accepting and expressing gratitude, acceptance. Whatever that we're experiencing, we must go into an acceptance of it. And gratitude is a way to go into acceptance. So the 5 different process: one, developing focus; second, developing openness, not be closed, not conclude and things and say this is how it's going to happen, right? Not conclude. Rain is there, weatherman predicts that okay, tomorrow is going, rain is going to come. Okay, tomorrow rain will be there for sure. We conclude that way. We have seen so many functions happen in Pyramid Valley. Recently I was there in I'll quote the story, but many things that we think conclude because weather predictions, or financial predictions, we say this is how it is, but then things change if you're not. So being open, visualization, reprogramming limiting beliefs, and acceptance. Acceptance is the crux of that aspect. That means whatever is happening right now, you are trying to heal yourself, but your body is still having the same problem. You are sometimes when you take homeopathic or any medication, you're trying to heal, but suddenly that condition becomes bigger, right? So now you're wondering what's going on. I'm trying to heal, but it's increasing. So the same thing can happen in manifestation. You're trying to reduce your losses of the business, but then the losses are going more. You're trying to contain your travel to less, but then travel is becoming more, but you want to have more time. So many, many manifestation things sometimes can continue to appear to be going in the opposite direction. But still, can I figure out a way to accept it? That is important aspect here. If you don't accept, you resist, then what is your vibration? If I'm resisting an experience right now, oh my God, so my leg is just not cooperating. I don't think it's ever can be healed. This is going to be like this only. So you're not accepting. You're visualizing greatly, but on the other side, you're not accepting. So then you're moving yourself into a low vibration mode. Our state of being is low. A state of being is low. What you perpetually create is that thing, right? So these 5 principles that greatly help in manifestation. So principle 1 is saying that how do I develop focus? Now, what does focus mean? What does focus mean? Focus, the way we are talking about, is not just concentration. Focus is physical health. Health is so important. Now, for example, you embarked on a project. Now, every 3 weeks, you get some migraine headache. Or every 4 weeks, suddenly, your BP shoots up. Then you have to call sick. You'll say, okay, 3 days I am working from home, not coming there. You are in, but you are out, in and out. So what happens to the 3 days you embarked on your project, but now because of the health reasons, for 3 days are gone, 4 days here are gone. So then are you losing time? Are you able to now, because you're not there, your members are also together, whatever that is, you wanted to plan for your travel, but suddenly you're sick, you say, okay, next week we'll think about it because right now you're sick. So your travel is delayed. You're planning by the time something may happen. Many of the things that you want to do may not be there. Tickets, availability, many things get delayed when health is not there. Focus is first thing, physical health. People who are successful, and if you see many successful people they always had a great health regime. They cared for it, something or other they had either exercise, yoga, something, but they had always focused on their health because you know it. If there's no health, nothing is possible. Yes or no? What did we all do in COVID time? In the worry of health, we dropped everything else we were doing, no? Everyone said, just drop everything because you're worried about health first. Only if the health is there, you can ever think of any passion and dream. Otherwise not. We know it. We get back to basics. And so the basic has to be fixed. If you want manifestation, then it has to be fixed. We have to have, the health should become a non-thing. It should be there by default. It should be there. We cannot be even, you don't even think that health is not there. All right? What I found with meditation, you will be in that state all the time. You will never find that, okay, there is something called ill health in the body. Because ill health also, you'll only take it as rest, but never anything more. Even that resting period, you utilize it greatly for more meditation, more reading and things like that, right? It becomes highly productive. You use it for contemplation. Many things you do. So every moment is utilized. So health is required. Emotional intelligence is required. If you want to be successful, if you want to focus means what? The two of you are planning a few things and then both of you don't agree for something, they only argue. Then what will happen? Oh, okay, fine, you do it the way you want it and you go away. Then you come back again, after 2 days, 3 days only you'll come back. Until that time it doesn't cool off, no? So who is suffering here? You want to do something, but 3 days you're not again focused on your goal, right? We have so many differences, so many ways we get upset about things. And so we can't get our manifestations done. A typical fight between boss and employee. You want your goal, you're visualizing, I need to get a great hike. You go in some feedback discussion, suddenly you'll shout off and say, what are you telling me? I worked my hard off and then you're telling me now that I didn't work. So immediately we raise our voice and then emotional intelligence is not there, emotional regulation. So done. For next 2 weeks, manager won't give you time, neither you are able to go back and put your point again. So you got to get reset. So emotional regulation, dear friends, is so important if you want to be successful or manifesting, where your focus gets deviated, really that. The whole idea is your attention gets deviated to many other things. Now for the next 2 weeks, you're trying to see how to repair or how to justify your argument. So where is your focus now? The focus is on justifying and how to repair that discussion you had wrongly, as opposed to focused on your hike and your goal, your growth, and whatever that is, right? So emotional regulation is very important. Mental feeling that I can learn, is it important? Feeling that I can learn, if you're embarking on anything new, then it requires one to learn, right? So we need to feel that constantly I can learn, I can take up things. And then that requires our brain to be supporting us. Okay, our abilities to learn, we feel that, okay, anything I can take up. Okay, anything I can take up, any new. A lot of times these days, people have aspirations to, let's say, grow in their corporate career. But then there is a strong resistance to learning a new tool, new skill, new thing. Because no, I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. I don't want to do it. Where is it coming from? It's coming from our brain, because our brain is it's called neurorigidity. It's very rigid. It's not able to form new circuits to learn. So when you read books, when you take up new skill, it appears like very difficult. Why? Because nothing goes inside when it's in a rigid mode. That rigidity has to become plastic. Fundamentally, it's called, technical term is there. And so we need to have the learning ability will come when the brain loosens up and then becomes more, neural connections can form. It's called making new neural pathways and gateways. That doesn't happen when we are stressful. That doesn't happen. We are very, very rigid in our thinking and fixed in our mindset. Okay. And so then meditation helps us to open up and then actually creates, there is research now, creates a lot of new neural pathways. Long-term brain of meditators is a lot more thicker in this called gray matter. So a lot more neurons are produced and a lot more neural glue which is required to form neural connections. When you form neural connections, whatever you learn, it goes in there. That's the whole idea. Whatever we learn, it needs to go and form as a recording. If it records it, next time you try to recollect, it is there. If I read, it doesn't record. Tomorrow you try to recollect it, nothing is there. Second time you recollect, nothing is there. That's when you feel, no, I'm not able to learn at all. And so you give up, right? So people who want to travel around the world, they can't do because they are too scared of visa rules, immigration rules, because so many rules are there. They say, no, I'm too scared. Why? Learning is not there. You want to do business, you are very scared of numbers. Mindfulness. Let her go. It is okay. So you are scared of numbers. How many people are scared of mathematics? I can't, numbers I can't do. Okay, not only students, how about adults? I can't do numbers, I can't compute. Right? We say this because somewhere that is there, because the brain is not supporting. But then we also have fixed belief that because in the childhood I've tried several times, I failed, and so then I can't do it. But as meditation, slowly these things change, they become more open. So see difference. So focus is about having sound health, having sound mind for abilities, and having a great emotional intelligence. These are basics. If they are there, then we are constantly in a mood to try new things, first thing, or we are mood to sustain our goal. If I am arguing a lot of times, why many people withdraw? Because in an argument, we shout. When we shout, for example, we express, then it doesn't give a good feeling anyway. Later we go back home and then we have discussion and say, why am I arguing? Why am I shouting like this? Why am I expressing anger? So people who have anger tend to withdraw themselves from situations because they feel if I go there, I unnecessarily burst out. And so they don't participate only. So we ourselves automatically, without knowing, we withdraw from group conversations, from situations. You don't want to do because you feel eventually it will lead to a bad situation, an unpleasant situation. So we don't embark on many goals. Or halfway through, we'll give up. Especially people who are trying to do some good work at associations. And many associations are there, societies. You go there, and then people have difference of opinions, and then many things come up. Then you come home and say, what is the point? Let's not do it because they all think, they all judge this and that. You'll get upset and you come out. It's lack of emotional regulation. That is lack of emotional regulation. It's lack of full understanding why we come out. By coming out, we went with a good intention to help. But what are we doing here? Because people have said something, we're coming out. Right? But if you are strong enough Then you say, no problem. I understand that they are their points of view, but I should still be there more coolly. I should still pursue with them. That emotional intelligence is saying that you will put a positive pressure on them by, in a very coolly, you are there, right there. You not get swayed away. Then you are explaining to them one point after other, pursue them. Then you'll still get your things done. It's called manifestation. You want a great life for everybody in your community. So it requires emotional regulation, right, friends? So these are the three fundamental aspects that comes with meditation greatly, right? It comes with many other things also, no doubt about it. It comes with many other things too, but meditation is one solution for all of these in one shot, right? If you give a little bit of that time every day, how much time you give every day to each of us for having these things? Minimum to maintain our health, if you are 30-year-old, 30 minutes, 40-year-old, 40 minutes. If we give that much time, we're able to maintain our health, maintain our great emotional balance. If I'm starting with some significant physical health issue, then of course 30, 40 minutes now we have to do 2 hours, 3 hours of meditation, enough increase heavy energy to heal that condition. Thereafter, you can fall back into this 30, 40 minutes of meditation regularly with a lot of wisdom that we do, then you will be able to sustain. So first thing is developing one point focus, and then a lot of it. Of course, the concentration by itself, meditation builds 7 mind powers. How many people here who have been regularly practicing feel that they are able to now, with a lot of concentration, work for long enough duration? Okay, so there you go. So it's automatically developing, right? The concentration to be there. If not, what happens? When you sway away, then our goals are changing. You want one thing and then you are distracted about this, that, so automatically your goals are changing. You are focused on traveling around the world. Suddenly some family member will come and tell you, you're wasting money. Your husband is earning, you're wasting money. That's it. You will suddenly stop the goal because we don't have that adequate understanding, right? So we don't change our goals just because somebody says something. We are very, very objective about what we want, right? So the second thing, so what's happening with meditation? Now this program by itself, I cannot go into the detail. For all of this science, we have to attend a 40-day program, right? The 40-day programs are great, and they are free programs that you all can register. The next one is starting in July. But the fundamental thing is that meditation is moving us into a very, very focused states. These are called positive learning, fast learning. Here is how your mental abilities increase when you're there in alpha state. Here is how your innovation increases when you're in theta state. This is where a lot of healing happens. So check out health. How does the health happen? When you go into these delta states, where when you go into meditate, this is a deep sleep state. You go in there. This is where your performance is great when you're going to this gamma state. So all these states happen automatically when you meditate, right? The stat is that when meditators, when this gamma state, which is the brain has the capability to produce the highest performance. Carl Lewis, being able to, let's say, do 100-meter sprint in under 10 seconds. When they hook up the brain of these athletes, they are generally performing in this gamma state. They're all part of the brain work great. And meditators fall into these states very regularly. Okay. They do a lot of training. They have a lot of inspiration and all of that. So through which brain goes into that mode. But meditation also brings you that state. That means you are able to produce a high intensity work on a regular basis. Okay. Then the meditation brings mental well-being, emotional intelligence. So I want to go to this second point. Let's spend a little bit of time here. 12:57. Developing openness to possibilities. All right. So the concept is that there are infinite possibilities. Anything can happen anytime, right? So when we started that Pyramid Valley example, if you said, oh, we need money, we don't have money, so let's wait. So that means we're not being open to the possibility of actually pyramid coming up without having money also, isn't it? What is infinite possibility means? Infinite possibility means there is a possibility with money today in the bank, that building will come. Let's say you want a house. With money, I can build a house. With a little bit of money, I can build a house. With zero money, I can build a house. These three things can happen or not. All three can happen, right? Three possibilities are there. All three can happen or not happen. With money, can a house happen for sure? I have money. Can house happen for sure? With money also it is not possible. You think it is possible. God knows. And I start the house, but suddenly I get sick. For 6 months I've been diagnosed something. So my house stops now there. I start the house and suddenly I get transferred somewhere. My house stops again. I have plenty of money, but I can't do. But with money, okay, we say it's possible to build a house. Yes. Now I don't have money now, but I'm dreaming. I want to build a house. Possible? Yes, right? How? Huh? Bank loan. Bank will give suddenly. Or your office will give you a bonus. So many things that happen, right? It is possible. So openness to possibility means just holding on to that thing and say, yes, this is possible for me. Normally, what do we focus on? We focus on what is not possible. Money nahi hai to nahi hoga. I don't have good employees, so I can't deliver it by this time. Because I say, okay, my resources are not there, impossible to deliver. Okay, the possibilities, we don't open up to the possibilities. Okay. So we need to understand this, and how do we know, how can we be alert and then stay open in any situation? We say, don't conclude on anything unnecessarily. You go through the situation the last minute, okay? You go through the situation the last minute. Why do you want to conclude on any aspect of your life? If you have to make a decision at that moment, take a decision, but then again say, okay, maybe it's again possible. Today, I can't start my housework because I don't have money. But then do you want to conclude and say it's not possible at all to build a house? Today I can't start because no money is there. Tomorrow it's possible. So I should be open about it. That's all it means. Tomorrow it's possible. So be open. But if you conclude and say, hey, nahi ho raha, sir, just put it aside. We'll think about it now again next year or whatever. Then you just abandoned already. Because not being open. Open to the possibility means anything can happen anytime. And then I want to be that. That's really how we were operating in Pyramid Valley projects. We're operating in this global conference project that we are doing, right? The possibilities are there that people can show up at the last minute, right? You're trying to book tickets. What do we say? Oh, it will be too expensive last minute. Let's not bother about it. So we do attempt. We don't even attempt. Is there a possibility that you can get it for a deal that you wanted? Is there a possibility? Is there? So we have to first allow it to happen. We don't even allow because we conclude. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. You tried for last 10 days trying to source resumes to hire candidates in our office, and you didn't get it, and say, no, this thing is not working at all. So, and then we concluded, but there's a possibility that tomorrow they may happen. So concluding that, okay, with this Naukri, I don't get anything, and so let me go to the other one and then apply a new vendor. Your new vendor is right. Take action, but don't conclude that I'll get nothing from Naukri. You get me what I'm saying? You have an employee who didn't perform. Oh, this one is just not doing it. So let's leave him and then give the work to somebody else. You give the work, whatever you want to do it. But let this not be concluded saying that this is of no use, because who knows, that can suddenly change and then produce also again. By concluding, you are the loser. We don't get anything by concluding. Conclude to take a decision, but leave it open, because that can suddenly turn around and then give you. Understand? Being open to the possibilities means don't conclude unnecessarily where it is not necessary. Okay. Anything that is happening in our life, we try to all the time rationalize. All right. Traffic is going to be so bad, it's not going to be good, and so let's not go there. Be open about it, right? Okay, you take a second route, plan it, but next morning you open Google and see, okay, maybe it's open, go there. You're open, so you'll still give less time, right? I'll tell you an example. We were in desert in Abu Dhabi, we went for a meditation in the desert, right? And it is very, very hot. When I was planning this event, 5-day retreat, people told me, sir, it's very hot. It's going to be difficult to do an outdoor meditation. Okay, they have to tell me, they were telling me, it's fine. So it is very difficult to outdoor meditation, sir. It's going to be too hot and impossible. And it was hot too. When I went there and step out at evening 7:30, it is very hot. Okay. But then I want to be hopeful. I want to be optimistic to the best possible because I want to give the best to the participants. Okay. So on day 2, evening, I said, let's step out and go. My backup is there. If it is hot, okay, we'll come out anyway and then do meditation. My backup is it's possible. And so day 2 afternoon, I said, we're going there to meditate. And then I went there into the beach only that evening. And the 2 times we went out, 2 times the weather was so pleasant, so cooperative. And then it changed for whatever reason. They were also very surprised. It changed. And so we did no meditation. If they're not there, then of course we would have walked back into it. But then possibility was that rather than concluding, can I conclude and say it is not going to happen? Weather will change from moment to moment. Anything can happen, right? And so then we were able to still do our outdoor meditations for them. And one of the meditation was in the desert, one was in the beach. The desert meditation where we were to go at 5:30 to beat heat, but we went at 6:45 because things got late. Sun was there. But tell you what, in the 5 days of meditation, the best meditation for 90% of the people was in the desert. When the bright sun was there, but still they went through the desert and then going around, meditating, walking around, they lost themselves completely because, again, everything works on possibilities. Was there a possibility they all have a great experience? Yes. I was only focusing on that experience. I was not focusing on how they cannot have a great experience. You know, the weather will come, sweating will come, so the light is there, they can't focus, they can't do. I'm not bothered about it. I was only focused on it. And they're also focused and say, anyway, I'm here. I want to have best experience. So then they're able to do a difference. So the possibilities, we have to experiment, we have to recognize and we have to experiment. Now, I will leave with a small note. I would want you to pay close attention on this. Before you do that, please turn to the person next to you and then explain what you learned so far. Just give the points. Okay. Hope you're not discussing about lunch. Okay. Right. Great. I wanted to take us through some quantum physics lecture, but it requires some time. So we'll see if we can come back to that today. But otherwise, we'll post a lecture recording of it that is auxiliary to supplement and say there are infinite possibilities in the quantum field, and through scientific evidence is there to say that our observation, first of all, there is infinite possibilities. We have to understand where are the infinite possibilities. And then our observation, our thought will bring that into reality. There's a quantum physics lecture. We will either post it if we don't have time today, otherwise we'll come back to it. But you understood the second principle that everything is possible. So why unnecessarily conclude it, right? If I'm sure if Modi ji thought that it cannot become that, then he wouldn't have become, because you don't even allow it. He would have kept open about it. Would he have said, okay, I have to become, maybe, maybe not. But at least you don't close doors unnecessarily. That's the whole thing. Are we closing doors most of the time? Most of the time we close doors. Very, very too soon, too early we close the doors. Is it any beneficial to us? Not. It comes from a rational thinking. We have to drop that unnecessary conclusion. When it does not help, it is not serving us. It is, in fact, it is working against us. So we can stay open, right? Stay open. Do what you have to do, but stay open about the other thing rather than concluding it, right? Another great example for students. I prepared, time is not there. Even students and even people at the office also. Time is not there. Then the student is only prepared, let's say 50% of the subjects, 50% of the chapters. 10 chapters, 5 chapters only they prepared. Now what should they say? Oh, I just studied only 50, so I don't think I get even 50% marks. I think I'm going to definitely this time not going to clear. It's going to be very difficult. All right. So this is how we say, right? Because only studied 50% means, definitely I'm going to fail, or I'm going to get not more than 60 marks and all of that. Now, what is the possibility that that student who only covered 50% can still get 90 plus marks? We all try to do last minute, 10 minutes before we'll try to do, because deadline is there. We submit, right? And so it's possible that from one single chapter it can happen. And so what should the student think here? Oh, I didn't prepare, so definitely I'll get 60 marks. Now thoughts create reality. So what is he now asking for? 60 marks only. But if he just stayed open, he's allowing the possibility to happen. Who knows? The parent and teacher say, okay, it's fine, Baba. So let's see, who knows what can happen. Many things can happen, right? Many things can happen. His 60 marks, wrong computation, so suddenly instead 16, it can be 60, right? A lot of computation errors are there. That also is a possibility.